Once upon a midnight at the Nintendo headquarters comes a lit bright but dreary Shigeru Miyamoto with many supporters, brewing and pursuing a new spin-off Mario game of some sort when they finally came across a brand new concept, not a toy and not a port. This concept would eventually transform into the Ghostbusters rip-off game known as Luigi's Mansion that would eventually, being a Mario game, garner a massive following and profit. For Nintendo, this was quite the expansion. My opinion on it? It was it was just okay. Yeah, let me stop try-hard rhyming here for a sec to explain. Basically, the game, while fun and very memorable, is a lame, unoriginal concept with massive plot holes and cringeworthy interactions and dialogue that only further proves that Luigi's a terrible main protagonist for Mario games. Why do you think he's the backdrop character for games such as Hotel Mario and Mario Teaches Typing after all? Now back to the poetry. Now where were we? The media addressed it as a spooky take on the Super Mario game series, finally giving Luigi a main spotlight. But regardless of how kooky this installment felt, it failed to give a fright. Obviously, due to being a Nintendo game, it doesn't seem too scary on the surface, dubiously as I may come to its game cover, ghost scenes hosting eerie-looking fiends and demons to its presence. Hello, my Halloweebs and Amiibo geeks alike, it's that time of the season again. Today's All Hallows Eve themed video, I'll be going over the true hidden fear factor with Luigi's Mansion. Ooh, scary story. Where just because the game is only moderate gameplay wise, doesn't draw away from the complete horror that this game complies. So settle in and get some candy and prepare yourself for, wait, wait, what rhymes with candy? Oh. The first supporting point I want to unearth here is the storyline revolving around the game, when Luigi's motivation for coming to the haunted house is not for him to blame. You see, Mario has been abducted unbeknownst to Luigi's knowledge, who just simply thinks when instructed that Mario has invited him to the mansion, thus acknowledged. What it may seem like to your average gamer is just another Rescue Mario basis, Mario is missing did it better, is really just a downward spiral of crisis stuck with only his flashlight and ghost detector. Now, Luigi thankfully isn't entirely alone here as he meets a new character named Egad. Now, the mistake Luigi's decided to make upon meeting him is to be glad. For despite Egad being a partner and companion in Luigi through the entire storyline, is only ever truly his co-partner when something of his desire is involved in his desire to align. The powerful and exotic portraits of the ghost victims Egad has hung for his collection, teaching Luigi Dolan erotic methods to snag ghosts for his research and complexion. Once Luigi collects these ghosts and places them in portraits, it becomes apparent to the player that even the ghosts and everyone else in this nightmare are suffering too. Wait a minute, that last line didn't even rhyme. Oh well, alas, I'll continue to immerse you viewers into rhyme. Luigi's Mansion also has another feature that deviates itself from other horror, that being the atmosphere of the mansion itself, completely lacking of any forms of signs of bright color. It's old, creaky, creepy, bleaky, and outclassing anything you'd see in Silent Hill. Haunting and dark, only until you turn on the lights for catching the ghosts, capture or kill. The game sets you into the abyss of the eerie abode of sorrow, something that is for certain very unique to the Mario series, no matter how hollow. Death seems to lurk around every corner with shadows and blackouts, for this game's talent of creeping the player is primed without a doubt. With all these lousy rhymes causing people to moan and pout. Yeah, I'm no Earl Sweatshirt for crying out loud. Never mind that. Now let's take into consideration possibly the worst part of Luigi's suffering here. And no, I am not bluffing. The peril that Luigi lies within his own conscience, that being isolation, which in and itself is a concept that's very semi-precious. Isolation, by definition, is the position where one feels alone and separated socially. You see, his brother Mario always takes the spotlight in their games, boastfully, while Luigi sits open and dolefully, waiting for the opportunity to break free from his brother's shadow to shine. Nintendo cleverly places Luigi in the shake-free concept of having his own shrine, the metaphorical shrine being Luigi's Mansion games. Now, on the surface, serious, this should sure fix the ordeal that is Luigi's neglect. However, this only proves the forever inevitable situation he lies in unchecked. Now, it's obvious that this game is far more terrifying than any Resident Evil, no hate, but serious themes are far more mystifying and deceitful, such as Luigi's mental state. Not only is Luigi encountering terrifying ghosts and creatures of many kinds and types, but he is also suffering numbness without companionship, less the lack of warp pipes. Did that even make sense? Never mind, forget about unrolling. Alone and afraid, he traverses the mansion hoping for a sign of his lost brother, for he doesn't realize the neglect shown from Mario, his friend, or even perhaps his significant other. Endlessly still hoping to help his brother in some way despite the fatalistic suicidal position he lie in, all he want to do is see and witness his brother okay before his inevitable time of dying. Luigi's Mansion has a good amount of laughs within its atmosphere. However, the reason for Luigi's startling reaction to such goofy looking ghosts is detriment to the endless laughter of his peers. The ghosts are almost always giggling and smirking at him, so if you are puny and weak, to tell the truth, Luigi is indeed wiggling and jiggling for those exact reasons of prior critique. For all eternity, Luigi must forever endlessly search for his brother and become Egad's slave. For the scariest part about this game is partially because of Luigi's never being brave. These ghosts, these shifts, these rhymes, these drifts of sanity flowing through the bits and blips of Luigi's subconscious. He's become a puppet of his very ordeal he landed himself into. He's fallen victim to the very trust he thought he shared with his friends and family split right in two. But worst of all, it is his own fault for thinking such, and why he's now forever all alone. And that, my friends, is the greatest tragic ordeal Luigi lies in his new home. But to bring it back from the deep depths of psychosis and through the floor. Forevermore, Luigi will and shall leisure nor Mario or company. From the bottom line, he is physically and mentally trapped, never less, and, you know what's coming, never more. Alright, enough Edgar Allan Poeing for today. I've got some trick-or-treating to do despite the depressing fact that I'm an adult wanting to go trick-or-treating still. Hope you all love this newest video and let me know what you thought about it, and have a ghoulish happy Halloween. At least if you're watching this video on Halloween, which only happens every once in 364 days unless we're talking about leap years, and I'll see you later, bye. Or, I mean, boo!